أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amin ya Rabbi. Now, although we are studying divine determining, as the people have been complaining, we say that we are studying divine determining and we have nothing to say about divine determining. We don't talk about divine determining. So, are we talking something about irrelevant to the subject? No. It is relevant. That's what we have been trying to convince the people. So, apart from this, now we can go first today this part, this way. Now, this is a simple. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Okay, like this. Okay, as simple as possible. And not as an expert, but only as an amateur. Maybe it is related to philosophy. It's related to mathematics. So, do we have any mathematicians between ourselves, specifically studying mathematics? This one, anybody else? A little bit higher level of mathematics. Yeah, you. So, are you comfortable there? You don't have to sit next to your brother-in-law. Come here, be free, man, independent, man. So, now, and of philosophy, theology, mathematics, mixed. So, we are not going to study mathematics at all, but we are going to study theology. I am not expert on mathematics at all, and the philosophy neither. I'm expert on it, but I can say something about theology. So I will concentrate on some points, the subject, which is related to theology. But it is the subject of, generally speaking, mathematics. Intermingled with mathematics and philosophy. So you will understand what I'm going to say, but how are we going to benefit from this subject as far as our understanding of divine determining? It will come at the end, maybe today, maybe next week, maybe the other week. So slowly we'll go. I believe that throughout my own studies, I believe that without establishing the foundations, fundamental matters, talking about divine determining is irrelevant and doesn't bring us to any point, doesn't bring any benefit to us. Just repetitive arguments. Just saying that, oh, if God had all power, why doesn't He stop all these disasters going on here? All the mischievous people, why does He let them harm others? All these evils are going on. Can He not do anything? Which kind of God He is, etc. First, we have to clarify what we understand from God. So when we say God, it is definitely something to do with an absolute being. An absolute being. So the problem, not only in philosophy, also in mathematics, they argue very deeply about how we should define infinite or absolute. So if we don't understand God's absolute power, absolute knowledge, and absolute free will, choice, we cannot understand divine determining. So we have to make a right distinction between God's being absolute and our being non-absolute. What is it? So we will study that. So very simple thing, everybody knows it. If you say logic, in yourself, all swans, very simple, are white. Very simple statement. Everybody talks about this. All swans are white. This is the problem of induction for those of you who are familiar with it. So, is it a right sentence or not? Very quick. No. Right or no? No. Why?
They're not all white.
Sorry?
They're not all white.
Why?
Oh, you mean the sentence structure itself, or the actual?
Of course. What is it to do with this? This is called, I'm writing here.
This is the consequence. So we need to have prior to that something.
So, be careful now. When I say all swans are white, I am making a statement about what I see. Yeah? So the people argue, we have to be very careful. People argue that I saw one swan, white. Here it is, white. Another one, the second one, the second one, white again. In order to prove the absolute truthfulness of this statement, what am I expected to do?
To see all swans.
One of you
To
say,
see all
say,
swans.
Okay. So,
Proof. To prove.
proof. Oh, how can I prove it? What is the definition of proving this?
Going through all the swans.
Sorry?
Going through all swans.
All swans in the universe. Yep. Is it possible?
No.
Ah, God. This sentence fell. Be careful. But you can't say all swans are white. Even I bring 1 billion swans. Yep. All white. 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 1 million, 1 billion swans, all white. Still, can I make sure about this statement? Yeah, you can. Now, this is. Are you familiar with this problem of induction? It means they say induction cannot be proved. But of course, there are several ideas. If somebody comes up with one black swan, my sentence fell. False. And I said, oh, it's not correct. So what we have to do is, when we use the Quranic or scriptural language, don't miss one word, not sentence. You don't get it. When we use Quranic language, scriptural language, in the scripture says God is the creator of everything. Right? So what we say, God is the creator of everything. And the people say, start arguing. Look at it, but there is a fallacy there, logical fallacy there. We have to be very careful. And the other person say, how do you know? How do you know that God is the creator of everything? He's all powerful. How do you know? How do you know? There's no answer. Right? There's no answer. We have to accept that. So can we not really prove, can we not really confirm what the scripture says, the Quran says, or the Bible says, whatever the scripture speaking on behalf of God says? Just a minute. Look what I did here. All swans are white. You can negate this statement by bringing one black swan or blue swan, another color, that one. Then And then all the claims of this sentence falls apart and logically inconsistent, right? So this statement, be careful, this statement, all swans are white, is related to where? To this one. It means within this word. So it is not an conclusion about something which does not belong to this world, to this universe. This sentence is valid or is said only confirming the situation in this world. Are we careful about it? The swans are in this world. So if I am speaking about something which is not within this world, then the same logic doesn't work. And how can I jump from the conditions of this world into another realm of existence, which is called not this world, but the source of existence of this world? So those people who uses the Quranic terminology or verses, or well, Muslims use the Quranic verses, Christians or Jews use the Hebrew scriptures, when they use the sentence, they use it as if they are making a statement like this statement. As if I'm talking about something in this world. So it is always confirmable or rejectable, or it can be always rejected. Yeah, it can be always rejected. So we have to be very careful. Did we understand that the swans belong to this world and this sentence cannot be proven? No one can say that I'm absolutely sure about it. How do you know? I have searched all over the world. Wherever I found a swan, it was white. If I say, somebody says, have you searched underneath the ocean? No, there may be a swan there, may not be white. How do you know? I said, no, you cannot. Okay, they say you cannot prove induction, but we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. There is another way of looking at the matter. Let me see this. Induction in negation cannot be proven. Do you understand this sentence? Induction in, for example, seeing like this statement, but let me make it less technical. How about this statement? Can I prove this?
Yes.
Yeah, this one is white. I can prove that. So this is obvious, isn't it? There is a difference between. So what I have to do here, I have to look at an object and what is the predicament? If I predicament, I don't know whether is it right spell? Yeah, and make a conclusion about it. I can do that because this cannot be rejected. If I show that this one is white, no one can say that this is white. It's white. That's it. I cannot say no. But I've seen this one in Australia or New Zealand. It was black. Okay, but this one is white. It's simple, isn't it? Yeah. So we have to take our belief in anything or our logically consistent statements as far as what we can see and then make a judgment about it. So, what do we have to do here? We have studied before, and we talked about it before a lot. We said, I have, as the Quran says. Let's take the Quran. In the Quran says, I am not ashamed of giving even a sample of an fly, a fly. Study a fly, right? It is a limited being. You know that. You are experiencing it. And when you study a fly, examine it. What do you find there? You find what? All the qualities there in the existence of the fly. It's very simple, right? Which kind of? Tell me some qualities of a fly. Anybody?
Annoying.
Sorry, annoying. Flies has wings. Does it have a nervous system? Nervous system? It has a nervous system. Works. Right? It helps it fly. So can it see? Yeah, maybe better than human beings. Huh? So it can really get the blood out of your skin. It knows where is the hole. It's very talented. Huh?
Mosquito?
There are some. Sorry.
A mosquito or a fly?
Fly, mosquito, whatever. Now they are very clever. Eh?
Yeah.
So when you examine the fly, do you think you can come to a conclusion about the source of, cause of existence of this particular fly that you are studying? Can you make a conclusion? Yeah, when you look at this, for example, I don't know how do you call it, blackboard or whiteboard, or the board. When you look at this board, and it doesn't seem to be very perfect, but you know, they have measured it, they did something. So while studying the fly itself or this board itself, what do you conclude about the qualities of this maker? Yeah? You don't have to see the maker, do you? No. So when you study the fly, you see on it. That's what the Quran says. فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِهِ فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ. Yeah. Look at this. Mountains, the clouds, the stars. The Quran always talks about look at them, everything in the world. Insan, yeah. أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ وَإِلَى السَّمَاءِ كَيْفَ رُفِعَتْ. How they are made. Think about it. It means take an object. In the Quran, look, Quran doesn't use this kind of language in the world. Be careful. Asks us, take this example and study it and come to a conclusion. What do you conclude? Can we go a bit fast here because we have studied a lot? We discussed this a lot. Can we go a bit fast? When you study the qualities of the fly, in order to be the cause of these qualities of the fly, one has to have what? One has to have
Intelligence.
See?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Which kind of intelligence? Yes, let's go intelligence. No. Like this?
What was the question again?
Yeah. when you study a fly, for example, anything in this world, can you conclude that? Can you conclude the cause of existence of the qualities of the fly? such and such. Can you make a conclusion? Like when you look at a swan, you say it is white. When you say it is white, it's swimming, for example. Yeah, you make some statements about swan. Huh? So can you make the same statement about, same kind of statements about the fly, but we will talk about the existence of the fly now, the cause of existence of the fly, cause of existence of the fly.
Purpose.
You mean why it existed or how it existed?
How? Why? I don't know. How? Of course, the question is how. How does it come into existence? For example, it shows that the cause is intelligence. Eh? It must be intelligent. So you say that there is intelligence going on, operating in the body or in the existence of a fly. So in other,
The reason why I say intelligence that even if it's annoying, it has a purpose.
whatever. Yeah, you see that it's not a how do you say, rumble things in the trash can. No, it is something organized. Yeah? So you can make a lot of qualities, but the problem is this: can we conclude that these qualities have to be not limited with with this world? Can we conclude that? Not limited with this world. It means nothing of this universe can be the cause of existence of the fly, existence of the fly. Can we complete this?
Yeah. Yes.
Nothing in this world can be the cause of existence that of intelligence I see in the body of the fly operating. Right?
I don't know. I mean, if it was that easy to conclude it, then
So whatever it is, can you or can you not? Can you or can you not?
Yeah.
Can you say that my intelligence cannot be caused by any particles of my body? It cannot, because the particles don't have intelligence. Can I conclude? The fly, I can see there is intelligence, the quality of intelligence in it, and this intelligence is not within the universe. Because what I see, the main particles of this universe have no quality. So if I conclude that the fly needs a conscious creator, if I conclude that this fly needs a intelligent creator, wise creator, knowing creator, powerful creator. Creator means these qualities do not belong to the particles of this world. In the particles, I can say, I studied a particle, I didn't see any intelligence in it. I can say, I studied a particle. I'm not saying I studied all particles. No, I studied a particle, and I didn't see any knowledge in it. Can I say that? Is a result of my own observation? Yeah? So, we have to make the conclusion, we have to make, we have to pay attention to two things. One, we can talk only about what we observe, not like the statements. These kind of statements are always rejected, objected, and illogical. But I can make this kind of statement. For example, I studied a fly, and I have not seen any sign of intelligence in the constituent parts of the fly, but I can see in its existence the manifestation of intelligence. So this intelligence does not belong to the particles of the fly. That's what I am studying. So
I understand that, but the conclusion you wrote there is different. You said that it's not within the universe. And from your previous point about proving something by induction, you can't make that kind of statement because you didn't look at every single particle in the universe.
but now, in the particles of the fly,
But we're not talking about the particles of
Yeah.
the fly. We're talking about the cause of existence of the fly, which we can all agree we're not talking about the fly. We're talking about the existence of the fly and the qualities of the fly that shows that there is some purpose, so there's some intelligence behind it. But we cannot make a statement like not within the universe because we do not look at every single particle in the universe to make that conclusion.
okay, let's say, okay, I mean, although every particle of the universe, the particles, atoms of the universe have the same quality.
No, you can't make that statement.
Yeah,
That's what you
okay.
said. We can't make that statement.
Okay, as far as the fly is concerned, I cannot. Yes, sorry. Okay, very good. Very good.
So the problem with induction is that you cannot make a generalization from a subgroup, right?
From a
From
Subgroup.
A subgroup, like one, you can look at a
Yeah,
subgroup
it's
and then
smart.
make a generalization of like a greater. But if you look at particles in general, that's a group in itself. So all the particles around in the universe or whatever is one group, right? So if you look at the one particle, it is a reflection of every single part of the group.
That's not
That is-
true.
no,
That's
why?
not true.
Why?
That's exactly what he's saying. You can't make that kind of.
Swan is a reflection of one swan.
You
Sorry.
can't say. Okay,
It's not-
the ones that you
this is
observed are all the
one-
same. Fine, but you can't.
One by
make
one.
that kind of-
Excuse me. Somebody said something else. Let's make it clear. Very good. You want to say something? Manu? So, what we are talking about? We are talking about swans, yeah, and their quality being white. So we are talking about the particles of the fly. We can say, I can say, okay, I can say the particles of the fly cannot be the cause of existence of the fly, because I can see no intelligence, I can see no sign of any of these qualities. So the fly is the product of something not of its own particles. That's why we use this statement. The creator of anything, the giver of existence of anything, cannot be of the same nature of the thing itself. That's the logical conclusion. Cannot be the same nature of the thing itself,
According to what?
according to my observation,
Yeah, which is limited.
which is limited.
You didn't observe the whole universe.
No,
so
I
you
didn't
needed that
observe the
conclusion.
universe. Okay, I didn't observe the universe. Now, what I say, I looked at this. I thought it would work better, but it doesn't seem to. Maybe this one. I looked at it, and I said, look, the qualities of this the marker shows that I examined this. None of the particles of the marker can be the maker of the marker. Yeah. So the maker of the marker cannot be of the same nature of the marker.
Okay, that marker.
Yeah. Yes. That's
No, I mean let's be clear. That.
So
marker.
what I do here now, agreed on it. Now your turn.
If the extension of that comment, the creator of this marker cannot be of the same quality of the marker alone, right? The creator can share the qualities of the marker, but it has to have something more than the qualities of the marker.
No, share, no. Be careful. You know, when you say share, there's a problem there. Because the marker, the creator of the marker, cannot have the same quality as the particles of the marker has. Why? Not the share. It must be of another nature. It is the maker, it is the creator. Of course, the marker is made by a human being. We may say that the human beings used it, but when you look at the creation, it was a practical example. When you look at the creation, they take something from the creation. Let's say take a grape, for example. One grape, when you look at it, the particles of the grape cannot be the creator of the grape. It means the cause of existence of the grape, because they are made by something else, not of the nature of grape. So grape cannot be the product of its own particles. Through my observation, I can see that. I can understand it. For example, looking at myself, my particles cannot be the cause of existence of myself. So I am made with these particles by something not of my nature, not me.
So, let's take the particles.
One particle.
A hand, right? You have a hand, right? And a hand is a hand. And if I give you just a finger, it's not a hand. If I give you just a nail, it's not a hand.
Yeah.
Right? But when you piece it all together, it is something different.
Yeah.
And somewhere in here, I'm not yet following why we can't say 1 + 1 = 2, and 2 is different, therefore, from 1 and 1. Right? So why can't we?
No.
Where did we make that jump?
Just a minute. No interference, please. Yeah, so that we can understand. Yeah.
Where did we make that jump logically from, finger plus skin plus nails equals hand, but hand is not yet a component of all those pieces?
Whatever you take it one by one. Take finger, study. Or take a nail, study. Take a cell in the body, study. And make one single statement like this. This one is white. This cell cannot be made the product of its own particles, because the particles do not have the quality as far as I observe, that not have the quality, the particles don't have the quality what I see on the existence of the nail or the finger or the cell. Whatever you study. Did you have any question? Yeah.
What you're asking is, why can't the product have the qualities, some of the qualities that of the creator? Because the product itself has no existence apart from what the creator has, or the maker, the cause of existence has given it. So we can't separate the two and say that I have some of the qualities, but the creator has more qualities. I have nothing. So that answers that part. But
so can I change your upside down your statement? So not the creator say, I see that every particles of the nail is dependent, but needs to be brought into existence. They are not self-subsistent. So since they cannot sustain their own existence, they need to be given existence by a thing which is not of the same nature of the nail. Is my statement clear? Okay. Would you like to say more further?
I want to add on to what you have asked earlier. But the fact that you still haven't explained why it's not within the universe.
Just a minute. No, I jumped there. Okay. Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you just repeat that first part again? I want to hear that. I would like to hear that again.
But
The first part is
the reverse statement. Don't say creator is bigger, or say from the
again, from the observable object. When I look at the object, I personally see that they cannot sustain their own existence. They cannot sustain, they are subject to change. So they cannot really be this self-subsistent being. They are continuously being subject to change. So their existence must be sustained by something other than themselves. For example, me. I cannot stop me aging. Yep. So I cannot claim that I am sustaining my own existence because I don't want to change. I don't want to age, but I am because I am not self-subsistent. I cannot sustain my existence from one moment into another. I'm continuously subject to change, but I cannot stop. So everything continuously is subject to change. They cannot stop. They cannot have any power or any quality to control themselves. So talk about one thing. Yeah.
I just want to make sure I know where we are right now. I mean,
You try one.
I want to make sure I understand where we currently are with our logic. I can look at something and make a statement about that particular thing.
Yeah.
And that nothing of its constituents are responsible for its existence.
Can be responsible for its
Right?
existence.
But until now, we have not concluded that there's nothing in this universe that can be responsible for its
So
existence. We haven't
we will
come to that.
continue like this. Munir, was it Munir? Your name? Am I? Sorry? Samir. Sorry. Sorry for the confusion. So Samir. As Samir said, I study the name. No, I study the cell. I conclude. The cell cannot be, the particles of the cell cannot be the cause of existence of the cell because they are the ingredients. Yeah, there is an intelligent interference, there is a wise interference, there is a power, there is the need for a power to make them in a certain form, in a certain quality, etc. So how about the finger? How about the hand? How about my body? How about the earth? How about the solar system? So the same thing. I go further and make a conclusion. Logically, the things which are subject to change, which cannot sustain their existence, cannot be the source of or cause of existence of themselves. There's a logical conclusion.
This is the jump that you made that I don't agree to. So you're trying to prove that by induction.
Yeah.
Because there's no way humanly possible
Yeah.
to look through the whole universe or solar system or even the Earth
Yeah.
and say there is nothing that currently exists on this Earth or this solar system that cannot be a source of existence.
So since it is, but I have to be very careful. I'm speaking about one object. So this object can be a particle, can be an atom, can be a cell, can be an organ, or can be a planet. And this object can be any system. Logically, I can conclude that anything exists needs a cause of their existence because everything is subject to same qualities as my body, as my finger, as any particle. Every particle is in a continuous motion. So what I can say, as far as I can see, as far as I can see, I looked at myself. I looked at a fly. This fly needs a cause of existence for it to exist. So the cause of existence of this fly cannot be the parts of the fly. So what I do from a thing, I go back to its creator. It means somebody or something needs to, my logic needs that there must be a cause of existence of this thing which is not of the nature of this thing. It means if it is subject to change, logically conclude that it must be not subject to change. If it is dependent, logically conclude that its creator, its maker, mustn't be dependent. So logically conclude that it's called selbiye in Arabic. In English, I don't know. In English, it is, you can say, the cause of existence of a fly, whatever the qualities you see on it, yeah, all these qualities are subject to, they are dependent, they are limited, all of them are subject to the conditions of this universe. So I can say this is the cause of existence of a fly cannot be of the nature of this fly and qualities of this universe, as I see it, as far as I can see it. Do you understand that?
But how do you know there isn't another part of this universe? In
I don't know. No, I'm not making any statement that. But I am saying.
So why did we talk about this statement at the beginning? All swans are.
No, this is, look. This is, look. That's a good question. That's what I wanted to make sure. This is a statement related to the objects of this world and related to the objects of this world and make a conclusion about the objects of this world. For example, all human beings have a head. For example, I'm talking about the objects observable in this world. When it comes here, I am not talking about the objects, the qualities of the objects of this world. I am saying not of the nature of fly. But this statement, that's why if we say like this, if I say everything, no, God created everything, right? And if someone says, how do you know? But if I say the particles of the fly, again, this statement, we have to memorize this. The cause of existence of the particles of this fly cannot be of its own nature. It means what we are talking about is the cause of existence of something. And we are saying the cause of existence of the things cannot be of the nature of the thing itself. So that's why we say the creator of the fly cannot be subject to change, cannot be dependent, cannot have of the same qualities of the fly we are observing in this world. We can say logically this conclusion. Yeah.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I understand. I mean, there's a gap in the logic too. I guess a way I would think of it is, I mean, you take a fly, you understand that it's coming into existence out of nothing, right? It's just coming into existence. There's nothing around it that
it just can cause it to exist.
To exist.
Yeah, that's the statement. Yeah.
It comes out of nothing. So anything that creates something out of nothing, their power must be absolute. There should be no limitation to it because it comes out of nothing.
Because independent, because the qualities of the particles of a fly are dependent.
Exactly.
So the cause of existence cannot be dependent.
Exactly. And this universe in its nature is finite, dependent,
Subject to change.
and
Subject to
subject to
change.
change.
Mhm.
So then we make the conclusion that the creator must be outside of this universe because of the nature of this universe.
Yeah.
So that's where, I mean, it doesn't make it seem like it's a jump, but it's an obvious conclusion. You can't
That's obvious conclusion.
can be taken from the fly to the creator.
So it is an obvious conclusion. That's an obvious,
I'm-
logically consistent conclusion. It's an obvious, logically
Yeah,
consistent.
because I mean the swans are a finite number. I mean we're talking about infinite. You know, even the universe is a billion miles, 10 billion, trillion, or
but
whatever.
This is
We're talking about
again,
infinite.
the importance of this example lies here. We are talking about the swans in this world. We are not talking about something not of the nature of swans.
Yeah.
No, that's why we have to be careful. We have to be careful. While we are talking and thinking, look, I have eaten one grape today. When I studied the grape, I concluded that the creator, the cause of existence, creator means cause of existence. The cause of existence of this grape cannot be of the nature of the grape itself. So if it cannot be of the nature of the grape itself, it means if the grape is limited, it cannot be limited. It must be unlimited. If the grape is subject to change, it cannot be, it is self-subsistent. So one thing, very simple thing, if we have a finite number, tell me any number, because all numbers are. Do you have anybody infinite number? Look at this word, infinite number.
What about pi?
Infinite. Yeah, so if you know mathematics, then say. So if no, one not personal, please. No, excuse me, sir. We respect everybody's idea. We would like to hear everybody. So if you want to say it, say it. Yeah. So we have to establish some sort of law and order. So this, I don't know. I would like to hear your objections. This statement is oxymoron. This is oxymoron.
The term number itself means that it can be quantified.
Yeah,
You're saying it's
it is.
infinite, it cannot be quantified.
So it is quantified.
Right.
So it cannot be infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite is, you understand? Infinite. So this word, the number, finite number. Tell me a number.
350.
350. So when I see 350, it is a finite number. Logically, I look for the counterpart of it. What is the counterpart of it? Everything. If I say white, you say black. If I say small, you say big. Yeah. If I say made, you say maker. Yeah. If I say changing, you say stable, unchanging. If I say transient or temporary, you say permanent. Have you seen permanent?
No.
Yeah. You haven't seen. Where did you get this funny ideas? So if I say 350, you say this is finite number. There must be infinite. You understand? So we'll conclude by studying any number, doesn't matter. We are a little bit generalizing now. Whether you say 1 or you say 3 or you say billion or trillion, quadrillion, whatever. It immediately comes to the mind that infinite. These are finite. They're not infinite. We say they're not infinite. Anything talking about the fly, anything, we say they are not infinite. So, do we have infinite here? No. But infinite is within human nature, since we are, we always compare the thing with its opposites. يعرف الأشياء بأضدادها. So the things are known only through or by their opposites. That's how we argue, how we understand, how we make reasoning. We say this is, when I say this is right, you say, no, yeah, it's not wrong. Yeah, comes in mind. Yeah, if you say something is made, you automatically ask, yeah, who's the maker? Yeah, or can you say, is there anything that which is not made? You know, this concept of non-existence. So we say, concept of non-existence comes to our mind. Yeah, we say this is not non-existent. It exists, it means. Yeah, our logic works in this way. So when we say anything in this world finite, we conclude infinite. Infinite means, again, not of the nature of the finite. Can you this infinite number is, yeah, oxymoron. So infinite means is not the nature of finite. So this is one way of understanding that if you conclude that this universe is made, so the maker cannot be of the nature of this made. So we can say it is infinite. So his knowledge, his qualities, his power, his will, whatever the qualities you see in this world, pointing to the qualities of its maker, when we speak about the maker's qualities, we have to say, what? They are infinite. They must be infinite. Otherwise, logically, we say, no, it can't be the maker. Because maker cannot have this, the same quality of its production. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's what you're saying is pretty important. Maybe we could just like transition back to the example. So, I mean, it would be like an oxymoron saying infinite number, right? It's just like saying the creator who is infinite, the creator of the fly who is infinite, being part of this universe, which is limited by time, by space, and all these things, would be an oxymoron.
Yeah.
In itself.
So it would be an oxymoron in itself. Did you understand this? Did anyone understand what brother said? So if I come here, if I describe the maker or the cause of existence, creator of a fly with any quality, attributed to anything in this world will be, for example, if I say the creator's power is huge, what do you say? Is it right or wrong?
How do you know?
Yeah, logically.
How do you know? Wrong.
Wrong, huge, no, not how do you know. Huge is wrong, because huge, big, is cumulative and belonging to this world. You cannot say that, because it means of the same nature of the universe. So when we speak about the creator, when we speak about any event, what we should conclude simply, that's what I want to say today, before going there. What we simply say, this fly has a creator, and the creator of the fly's qualities are infinite. cannot be described with any word that you can describe any of the parts of this world. Right? So when we look at any case in this world, any event in this world, any part in this world, I have to speak on behalf of what? Not on behalf of God, but on behalf of my observation. So don't say God's power is everywhere. God created everything. Say, what I saw today, a fly, and its creator must be absolute. So I have seen myself, my creator must be absolute. I have seen the sun today rising. The rising activity, the rising action, the creator of the rising movement must be absolute. This is a logical conclusion, but we have to establish our logical conclusion to an object that we observe in this world, not imaginary. So we have to establish this logical, any logical conclusion. So when we say Allahu, all praise to, when I say all praise to God, who is the creator or the Lord of the universe I observe. You understand? The universe I observe. The world I observe. I'm responsible for the things I experience. I cannot talk about the things that I don't experience. But I conclude that the creator of the sun or the movement of the sun or movement of the earth must have absolute qualities. That's my conclusion. That's what we have to talk, always.
I still can't make that conclusion.
Okay.
I cannot make the conclusion. I'm comfortable with saying within the my observable universe or world, I can see that obviously nothing that I see can be the creator or the cause of existence of anything else. But I cannot take that any further and say that doesn't mean that there's nothing somewhere else in some other planet that could be possibly the cause of existence. But
I am not responsible for that.
And I agree to that, and that's why I'm saying that's where I think the Quran comes into play, because then it solves that problem for me. It says that even like if what you observe in this universe, in your universe, is true, I am telling you as regard that it's true for everything else.
No. Well, now the problem is here. We are used to imitating the Quran. That's what the problem is, and I'm trying to overcome this personally.
There's no other way to overcome
it. There is. But we can read the Quran. Again, I'm repeating. We can read the Quran only to get an idea as a guidance. So I am here looking at a fly or looking at a nail, to brother gave the example, okay, at a cell, and from there I conclude that the creator, the source of the cause of existence of this cell must have infinite qualities, and go back to the guidance saying that you said that as the creator of the universe, I have infinite qualities, absolute qualities. I agree with you. I confirm. So not because God told me, doesn't say, but uses general language, that there are some clusters of galaxies somewhere there, I created it. No, God says, I created the atom, I created atom. I created you. I am the creator of the tree. I am the creator of the earth. I am the creator of the sun. I employed the sun for you. I prepared this earth for you. Within your observable world. So I am the absolute one. And you conclude that this statement is correct. Now, two things we must be careful about. Shall I get rid of this? The Quran. Guide. Okay? Human beings, or the ones who read the Quran, means confirm. There is a difference. It is easy to speak. Say that we follow the Sunnah and the Quran. That's it. It's easy to say. It doesn't work. People laugh at it. So the Quran is a guide for human beings who wanted to be guided. It means who says, oh, I don't know. What is this world? I don't know who I am. Why are we here? What's going on here? The problems, human beings, the questions. Said, come, I can give you some guidelines. So, Quran guides, human beings read and confirm the truthfulness of it. That is the belief in the books. We don't really believe in the books just because we learned while we were a child. So that's why we have to make the distinction between the position of God speaking to me in order to guide me.
That's not different from what I said. I'm just saying that without the Quran, there is no way I can conclude that there's nothing in this universe that can be the source of something else in this universe.
No, we don't know. You look at
that's what I'm saying. We can never conclude something like that.
So that's what I can say. What I say, what the Quran said is the creator of the universe. I am infinite. I say, I agree with you. So the Quran says, I know everything because my knowledge is infinite. Of course, it must be infinite. Otherwise, you cannot be the cause of the existence of this world. That's what I understood. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. The Quran says, is the creator of the universe. My power is absolute. Yeah. I say, your power is absolute. Yeah, I understood that the creator of the fly, the creator of the flag, oh God, the creator of the fly must have an absolute knowledge. Because the knowledge is there and it cannot be the source. The particles of the fly cannot be the source of its own existence. I cannot be the source of my own existence. So my source of existence cannot be of the same nature of me. So it must be as the finite points to infinite, as my being points to my being createdness or existence made, makes me conclude that what? The creator is absolute. Or his ability to create is absolute. That's how these functions should be born in mind always. Yep.
Like, for example, if a human creates a pen, right? We're both finite, me and the pen. So therefore, I share the same quality with the pen.
So you are not the creator then. You cannot be the cause of existence of anything, not the pen. Even one atom. You cannot bring atom into existence. You are not self-subsistent, we cannot do that. So we have to understand and watch out for our own language. So let's come here actually. Now, we studied here and we noticed that in the verse, everything is referred to God's knowledge. Knowledge, 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 the underlined word. Okay? We studied this, inshallah, we don't need to go back again. So we said, but fresh or dry, everything is recorded in a clear book. So the clear book, as far as we understand, as far as the readers of the Quran understands, clear book is everything is in this world. In this world. It means everything in this world is a clear book written. So we can see what is written in this world and see that they are coming from an
Absolutely knowledgeable one.
absolutely knowledgeable one. How do we know that? Because we understand that the maker of everything in this world, the maker of everything in this world, the maker gives them existence according to his absolute knowledge. So the clear book is, yeah, we said in the example of a book, when you read a book, what you read, the idea, do you see that? Can you see that? Okay, we are done with this. Yeah. When I read the book, can I read this? Yeah. So I'm reading the book. Okay? What I am doing? This is a very, very important, if you like, metaphor. What I am doing when I read the book?
You know.
I look at a page, right? I look some traces of ink here. And what am I doing here?
Try to interpret.
Interpret, try to interpret, try to understand what?
What has already been written?
Sorry?
What has already been written?
What has already been written? These are just ink.
The message, yeah.
The meaning.
The meaning the book refers to. The book, the meaning the book refers to. Where is the meaning?
The author.
Yeah?
The author.
The author. The author. So if the sentence is meaningful for me, can I logically conclude that this book has been written by somebody who has knowledge, and accordingly he has written it. He has written it. So although you are not communicating with the author directly, but we always communicate with the author through his written book. Everything is recorded in a clear book where we are reading the universe. And this clear book is the result of what? The one who knows. How do I know that this universe, this is your book. Okay, how do I know that this clear book is coming from, there are two terms in the Quran used. Kitabun Mubin. Kitabun, sorry, Mubin. Okay, this is
Clear book.
observable word and meaningful. I read it, and it points to the existence of which is God's knowledge. Now, we have to understand this. Now, the Kitabul Mubin universe, this, or the knowledge of the cause of existence of the universe, maker, creator, let's say, the creator, okay? Well, we have to always understand when we say God created, which is cause of existence of the Kitab Mubin. So we have to look at in order to understand the knowledge of the creator, maker, we have to look at where? The clear book, Kitab Mubin. it is the mubin means clear. Everything is according to knowledge. Is there any accidental things coming into existence in the world accidentally?
No, you can't make that conclusion.
No, as far as you observe. Okay. As far as you observe. So you at the grape, can you say that this grape can come into existence accidentally? No. Okay, you said, well, I agree. So, let's go.
Can I get an example of the Imam Mubin?
Imam Mubin, knowledge of God.
Let's say I look
It means the Creator knows what He is doing. Creator is all knowledgeable. That's we conclude. How do we conclude that Creator is all knowledgeable? By reading the clear book. So if you see that everything in this world you observe, you communicate with, is meaningful, points to the Creator's knowledge. So we can say if the Creator's knowledge is not of the nature of the thing which is created, it means finite, the Creator's knowledge must be not of the same nature, infinite. So absolute. So this is why do we have to all study this? We have to look at the clear book, and conclude that this is the result of the absolute knowledge of the Creator. Why the absolute or infinite is very important? Not limited to time and space. Not limited to time and space. Whatever happens in this world, whatever is created by a source of, by a cause of existence who has an absolute knowledge which cannot be subject to time and space limitations. Now, do we understand the last sentence? Did we follow there?
Can I ask one question just to clarify? So, and just to make sure I understand correctly, so the clear book refers to the observable universe, right?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yes. So, do we understand this? Whatever happens in this world, in an instant, the cause of existence of that event or that thing has an absolute knowledge. So everything we know that, as far as we can see, as far as we can observe, everything comes into existence within the context of every other thing. Not independent thing that we observe in this world coming into existence. For example, again, can I have the go? Again? Look, very simple. If it is a meaningful book, do you understand or do you conclude that every chapter of the book is deliberately made? Yeah? Because we are reading it, it's all meaningful. Right? So, do you understand not the chapter, but I'm going a bit fast. Every paragraph in the book is, again, coming from the same knowledge of the person who knows the whole book. Every sentence. How about every letter? Every letter? Every letter in this book, if it is a meaningful book, if it is this clear, mubin book, but we have to understand the universe is mubin. It means there is no absurdity in the universe as far as I can see. I can see even whatever happens, everything happens according to a meaningful, if you like, principles, according to meaningful rules, principles, not accidental. So if this book, whatever I read, every sentence makes sense and refers to the knowledge of the author of the book, I say this particular letter also has been deliberately put here by the author of the book who meant it. Yeah, who meant that, for example, I see Elif. Who meant that Elif must be here. Yeah, Elif, and then whatever comes, Lam, Lam must be here. We have to make sure that whatever exists in this world, the author of the word consciously, deliberately put it there. Right? So you understand this now, this verse, why the verse starts with everything is known by its creator. He knows everything no one else knows. Then it means there is no other source of absolute knowledge, because absolute can only be, if you want to use a word because of the lack of the language, you say one absolute. You cannot be two. You cannot say two absolute, two infinite. It means it will be contradictory. So absolute knowledge, and says everything is recorded in a clear book. It means really here everything is written according to the absolute knowledge of its creator. Now, I hope now. Okay. Sorry? Didn't understand. Okay. The particles that we can pray. The particles which are lifeless, what we see, deaf, blind, unconscious, and similar to one another, and quality-wise, made of the same matter, particles, right? Are in motion in its growth and development. Every particle, the particles, right? Now, that means that they are in motion in accordance with the material measured proportions of the tree or animal, which comes from divine determining, and are governed by those proportions according to the knowledge. There's something. No. Yeah, that's why I missed that one. Through its creational signs. Now look at this sentence. It will tie. I missed it. Couldn't really connect it. I missed one. Through its creational signs. What are the creational signs? Clear book. Kitab Mubin. Here, the universe. What we understand, like the order, balance, regularity, adornment, differentiation, and the giving of form, the signs of the mighty Quran. Signs of the mighty Quran. Why? The universe. Why this author strangely calls mighty Quran? What is the Quran? Speech of God. But the universe is another kind of speech of God. You understand? We have to combine it. The universe is, for example, I can use two languages, simple, two languages. One is, can I have a glass of water? The other one is, yeah. So one says, my knowledge is absolute. The other one creates a thing, and you study that the creator of this thing must have an absolute knowledge. So the way the things are coming into existence speaks that my creator has absolute knowledge. Do we get it? So we are about to finish, okay? So I know. Yeah. So do you understand the mighty Quran, the signs of mighty Quran? When you read this Kitab al-Mubin, this universe, the way they are coming into existence, speak. That's why mighty Quran is described by divine power and called the universe, of course, confirm these statements of the Quran. Which Quran now? Yeah, the Quran we read. It means this one. It says, no one knows but I know. And he knows all that is on land and in the sea, everywhere. So if there is not a leaf here, there is not a leaf falls, but he knows. It means everything points its creator's absolute knowledge. Right? Now come here. Did you understand this sentence? There is a harmony between what we see in the universe, an action-wise speech of God, with the harmony between this universe and the speech-wise speech of God. Wording-wise speech of God. There is an harmony. If you see this harmony, you can always hear God. You don't have to listen. Yeah, beautifully recited Egyptian Hafiz recited the Quran, but you can look at the universe. You have to hear the voice of the Creator, speech of the Creator, see the harmony between them, because by definition, this Quran says, I am the speech of the universe, the maker of the universe. Whatever you see, the knowledge manifested there is put into the form of a word here. So, what is the relevance of it to our subject? Yeah? Come here. Look at here. So, there is not a thing, but its source and treasures, its source, we named it as cause of existence of it. There is not a thing, but its cause of existence of that thing inexhaustibly are with us. It means with the Creator. But we only sent down thereof according to a known measure. That is the subject. Everything is coming down, giving existence according to a known measure. So what are we going to do with this verse and with this statement? We should understand that whatever happens in this world is directly related to the knowledge of God. Everything is given existence according to the knowledge. It's not accidental. It's not arbitrary. It's a perfect knowledge. We have to establish this in order to understand the divine determining. Divine determining. It means God's determining. What does it mean? Everything is determined according to the knowledge of the Creator. According to the knowledge of the Creator. Everything is determined according to the knowledge of the Creator. What I said is you heard. What didn't I say? Everything is, what didn't I say? Everything is created according to the power of the Creator. No. Why? What is the importance of it? Not because something comes into existence by the power of the Creator. No. Everything is created by the power of the Creator, but according to the knowledge of the Creator. Power is absolute, knowledge is absolute. But we have to understand that this is within the knowledge of God what is happening. What is created by God. What is created by God. What we will study, inshallah. Not today, of course, it is late. Yeah. We will go over these statements and try to understand that the foundations of divine determining. We will understand that we have to readjust our understanding of divine determining. What do we mean by it? When I say divine determining, or in Arabic Qadar, I should make sure the difference between the manifestation of God's power and the manifestation of God's knowledge. So I have to make sure that this is created by God's power according to the God's knowledge. God's power is absolute. God's knowledge is also absolute. So when it comes into interaction between human free will and God's absolute free will, so the problem will be solved there. What is the relationship? How can I answer the relationship between God's absolute will and human beings' will? Do you understand which kind of relationship they have? And that is for the next one. So I am hoping that all these three parts that we had just gave us an idea that when I see God, when I say there is a verse in the Quran, when I say I believe in God and God does everything, I have to be very careful what I am talking about. Am I talking about God's power? Am I talking about God's knowledge? Which kind of power He has? Which kind of knowledge He has? I have to be clear about it. And throughout our studies, what I will, inshallah, God willing, I will emphasize on the relationship between God's absolute will and human free will. So what is it, or how can we solve this problem? Inshallah, we will talk about it, but it may take some time. We have to be patient. And then, inshallah, we will, at the very end, open, inshallah, to the floor. Everybody will ask any kind of question if they have. But for the moment, nothing is complete yet. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.